Hey, thanks for continuing on the Names of God study with me today. We are looking at El Bethel, and that means God of the house of God. This was kind of fun for me to dig into. Hopefully it was fun for you as well. I just want to read some of the scriptures that stuck out to me. God said to Jacob, "Go up to Bethel and settle there. Build an altar there to God who appeared." So God is giving instruction to Jacob to go and build an altar at Bethel. Jacob said to his household, to all who were with him, "Get rid of foreign gods you have with you, and purify yourselves and change your clothes." So Jacob's response to what God asked was he went to his household and he said, "Let's purify ourselves, get rid of our idols, so we can then go to Bethel and build an altar and worship God." Terror of God fell on the towns all around them, so that no one pursued them. I've been studying weapons of God or weapons of warfare, and one of the weapons of warfare was the terror of God, and I just thought it was cool to see that in the scripture that we're studying with El Bethel. But I loved the fact that God sent his terror to all around, so nobody pursued Jacob. Nobody would hinder Jacob from getting to the place where God had told him to go, which was El Bethel, to worship him. Because it was there that God revealed himself to him. Bethel was a place that God revealed himself to Jacob. God said to him, "Your name is Jacob, but you will no longer be called Jacob, for your name is Israel." So at Bethel, Jacob also, when he encountered God, he also received a new name. And then verse 15, Jacob called the place where God had talked with him Bethel. All of that was way fun for me to unpack and go through. We have, as we go into the Strong's Concordance, an ancient place and a seat of worship. First, to a stone, which stood out to me because we know Jesus is the chief cornerstone. And then we have later, it says, an important place to worship. If we look at the Hebrew letters, I love how we can see Aleph and Tav, which is the beginning, the end. And when you begin to study the Hebrew and you go into the Hebrew Bible, almost everything you will see Aleph and Tav at the beginning and ends of things within the Bible, because it's showing that God is involved in everything that is done. I also like to think that we begin and end each day with worship to God, that thanksgiving, that praise. As we think about how Jesus manifested El Bethel, the house of God, the scripture that came to my mind was 1 Peter 2, 5 through 7. You also, like living stones, are being built into a spiritual house to be a holy priesthood, offering spiritual sacrifices acceptable and pleasing to God through Jesus Christ. For it stands in scripture, "See, I lay in Zion a stone, a chosen and precious cornerstone, and the one who believes in him will never be put to shame." To you who believe, then this stone is precious. In this passage, we see worship, we see sacrifice, and we see a stone, which all are in connection with El Bethel. And I just loved how that came up. I will see you on our next name study. Have a great day.